Welcome to the Indie Beauty Network vlog. Today we're talking about engagement, how to get more engagement on your social media. I get this question from pretty much every brand that I've worked with. When I consult with you guys, you're always asking, how can I get more engagement on my social media? And it is important. That's, first of all, is yes, engagement is important. You want your page to look good. You want your accounts to look good. They look good with more engagement. It is a popularity contest. I know no one likes a popularity contest, and we all get insecure, and it's hard to put yourself out there, and it can be very frustrating feeling that you're competing with other people or competing with yourself. It's frustrating. It can be very, very frustrating. So you do have to kind of change your mindset in certain ways. And I'm going to give you guys some tips on that, just ways to make it more enjoyable so that you don't hate doing it. But it is important, whether somebody just happens upon your post through an ad, or if you're working with an influencer and it piques their interest and they go over to look at your account. If your account is totally dead, it just shows a lack of branding. It shows a lack of investment of time. I've talked about that in other vlogs where it really helps your branding. Anything that shows that you've invested yourself and your own time into your own brand, that helps with your overall branding. So do you have to take the time to play the game on social media? Yes, I'm sorry, but yes, you do. And I assume that you're wanting to, or you wouldn't be here listening to this video. But there are little tips and tricks that you may not know about that you absolutely have to do if you want to get good engagement. And what do we mean when we say engagement? I don't just mean likes, I mean reshares, people sending your post, people saving your post, people liking your post enough that they follow you because they want more. These are all really, really important. And they are important differently with different platforms. So we're gonna kind of talk about Instagram and TikTok. And a big difference on TikTok is after you post, you have to interact. That's just, you absolutely have to if you want your post to do well. It is important on Instagram too, but it's so much more important on TikTok that you don't do the post and ghost, as we call it, when you just post and then you go and leave it alone. Everything on TikTok is about showing the algorithm you're a real person. And you do that by interacting on other people's posts. If you're in the beauty industry, follow a bunch of beauty bloggers, beauty vloggers, follow your peers. If you are a beauty brand founder, I get clients that are concerned about giving attention to their competition, but it's really gonna help you if you are interacting with them. It's gonna signal to the algorithm that you are a real person, that you are in that industry. It's gonna help your engagement. So let's start with the scrolling. The scrolling is an art. There's an art to it. I tell my clients, especially if you don't want to get put in timeout for being flagged as spam. You can get marked as spam if you're scrolling too fast, right? So you kind of want to, I tell them my rule of thumb is kind of like 1, 2, 3, like just doing it kind of like that, almost a second per post, instead of just going through it really quickly. That's important. That signals that you're not a bot, and keeps you from getting in, spam jail, And you do want to be taking your time anyway. You want to take the time to look at posts, to watch them all the way through. That's really important too. That signals to TikTok that you're a real person. Watching posts all the way through. It's going to help you much more with your engagement to look at a smaller number of posts, watch them all the way through, like them, comment on them, than if you were to scroll through 1,000 posts. It's important that you are save posts. It doesn't have to be something that you are necessarily going to return to. It's just important that you're saving it, that you are showing the algorithm again that you're a real person. So just every couple of posts, hit that little save button. It doesn't matter what you're saving. If you, like I said, if you're going to refer back to it or not, if it's something that's valuable to you or not, save every couple of posts. Though I do encourage you to interact authentically. That's kind of its own sort of tip with this vlog, on how to kind of change your mindset and make it more enjoyable, because if it's not enjoyable, you are not going to stick with it. It's just, it gets to be too much if you can't find a way to like it. So follow the things that you genuinely relate to, the things that you genuinely like, and comment authentically. That's going to improve your own experience, and that's going to make you more likely to put more time and effort into it. But again, just make sure you're hitting that save button. Again, it doesn't have to be something that you want to refer back to, but just put in that extra little effort. And sending posts on TikTok, where you go to hit the little share arrow and hit copy link, that's all you have to do. You don't have to actually send it anywhere. The algorithm can sense it if you just are hitting save and copy link. That's all you have to do, and that's going to help you as well. Another big difference with TikTok versus Instagram is the consistency of your own posting. If you are just posting once every now and then, even if you're doing it consistently, if you're not doing it frequently, TikTok doesn't like that. They like people who show up every day. I struggle with it myself. I need to get better at that. Just show up every day. You don't even have to do video posts every day. Photo slides are performing well on TikTok right now too. So just use the creator search insights to see what's doing best for still shots. And that can help you interact a little bit more frequently, maybe if you're not so comfortable with videos. Now let's talk about Instagram. The biggest difference between Instagram and TikTok for getting engagement is you really have to play the game. You have to play the you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours game when it comes to comments and interacting. You really do. There's no other way to get a ton of interaction. Sometimes brands will notice that it's a lot of other beauty bloggers commenting on my stuff, and I'm like, yep, that's a good thing. Like, don't worry about it. That's a good thing. That's more engagement. That's more eyeballs. That makes it look better. That's better for branding. Doesn't mean that all those people are going to jump and buy something. No, they're on there to get comments back on their own stuff, but it helps everybody. We're all boosting each other's numbers, and that's the game. That's the game that you want to be playing on there. If you're an indie beauty brand, it's going to be easy for you to delve into that pool of beauty vloggers and get that interaction back and forth, but it's also going to be easy for you to do that with other indie beauty brand owners. And the way that you go about doing that is you want to be following the person, and you want to be commenting on their stuff daily. It takes a little bit of time. That's something that I would say about all of these tips is you have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it without seeing results right away until you can see results. It's a lot like weight loss in that way. It can be really frustrating in the beginning. You put in so much effort. You're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to go. And you put in a ton of effort. You don't get anything back right away. And it's kind of like, it's a bit deflating. But if you don't stick with it through that time, then you're just not going to see results. You have to keep at it with all of those tactics. But it's easy to keep track and build it up if you just, I'll tell clients, I'll straight up tell them, hey, go to my last post and go through the list of people who commented. Those are active users. That's what you want, is active users. Are you trying to find buyers right away with that interaction, with that engagement? No, you're trying to get engagement. The engagement is the most important thing with that behavior. You want to be finding people who are active users, not necessarily shoppers. So you would, for example, go to my page, go to my Instagram, go to the last post on there that has, 100 comments or whatever, and go through the list. Go through the list of people on there who have commented. Those are active beauty enthusiast users who, if you follow them, they'll be in your feed. You can start going through your feed every day, making sure that you're commenting on the same ones. And then you'll start to see, some of them will start to comment back after so many times. And then you can just go to your own most recent post once you do a new post, and you can go through whoever's left a comment and go and comment on their brand new post. And these are active users who post every day too. So that's even better. That gives you an opportunity for that you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of a thing. You know that they are going to be active every single day with something new that they want a comment on, and that they're going to reciprocate that. So as you start to get those same people commenting, you, like I said, you can go back to your own most recent post and go through the list of people who've commented and comment on all of their posts and make sure that you're following all of them. And don't just like and comment, do the reshare. The reshare can bring a lot of new traffic to your posts, to your Instagram account. And so with that new reshare feature, do it as often as you want to. You can reshare however many posts you want, and your little icon will show up on their post, and it'll show up in their notifications. So-and-so reposted or reshared your post. It's just one extra tool to use that you should definitely be using. Now, my final tip for how to boost your engagement is post stuff that's worth engaging with. That's a simple tip there, but it's worth saying that post good content, post stuff that is worth resharing. If you are doing informative posting, I tell people, go to your competitors' websites, make sure that what you're posting isn't just the same old information that they're all regurgitating. You can study your competitors in that way. If you're giving skincare advice or hair care advice, stuff that's very informative like that, you really should be looking at your competitors. Make sure that what you're giving is of value. What's going to make somebody actually save it or share it and want to refer back to it? If it's unique information, valuable information. People love sharing content that's funny. Make it funny if you can. Make it relatable. Put animals in there. I saw a previous client today had this like cute sparkly cat in a post, and it was like me when I've done my skincare routine, or when I've done a clean skincare routine or something like that. And it was cute, you know? So I reshared it. People reshare animal stuff. People really interact with animals. It's an easy little tool to use that gets interaction. So you can be informative, you can be funny, you can also be relatable just by being real, by showing up and being real. I see brands do it very well when they sort of share their behind the scenes of, you know, every day, what they do, how they're doing it, failures, you know, when they're upfront, when things go wrong. People can relate to that very well. So all of those things, cute, funny, relatable, or inspiring. If you're posting stuff that's beautiful and inspiring, people love sharing that kind of content with their friends. For a beauty brand, that can be anything from beautiful photography to something that's inspirational in like a self-care or wellness kind of way. That's one angle. That's really one content pillar that I've always done when I've had social media clients who are beauty brands, is that there's been a wellness angle to it, since the beauty and wellness industry have totally fused together in the last several years. And self-care has been so important. That's something that you can really absolutely use as a content pillar and get some good quotes, good one-liners, just anything inspiring, anything that inspires good self-care. That's something that people like engaging with and that they like sharing with other people. And again, before I go, I just want to reiterate, of all the little tips and tricks, the biggest thing is to just keep going, keep doing it. You cannot be successful at it right away. You have to take all those little baby steps. You have to do all of those little things, and you have to do them on a daily basis, even if it's just a little bit, and try to reframe what you feel rewarded by, what you feel personally rewarded by. Like, I have made myself feel personally rewarded if I put in an hour of social media work, instead of if I get however many comments back in the first hour, because I don't want to be focused on what other people are giving back to me. It's really easy to get caught up in that, wanting those reactions back, wanting that interaction. And that's the whole thing. I mean, that's what we're talking about, how to increase your engagement. That's the point, right? But to get there, you really have to put in the time and put in the investment into other people. And so make that your kind of personal reward, that, well, I put in such and such time. I commented on however many, 50 people's posts. That's your personal reward. That's your little triumph, not getting a ton of comments back. That will come naturally if you do all those other things. But that is it for my tips on how to increase your engagement. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments and I will answer them. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.